met this guy. Was anybody on Clubhouse during the pandemic? Anybody do Clubhouse? Clubhouse people? Clubhouse people. So I was, surfing real estate rooms on Clubhouse, and I heard this New York accent, and I'm a sucker for a good New York accent. I was like, hey, who's that talking? And so I sat and I listened for a while, and he gave me a tip that like really changed my business. So after that, I kind of stalked him. The tip was he taught us how to get Google verified. And before then, I was a straight Facebook girl, got all my business off Facebook, SOI. I had never did any type of Google anything. And he would just be on Clubhouse just dropping tip after tip after tip. So, I kind of stalked him around Facebook. And then after, the pandemic ended and we got to go back to work, I got busy. And then, we grew this team. And I'm like, dang, what is Zillow Killer doing? So I went to Instagram and looked him up, and he was having a boot camp. Joined the boot camp, and he hasn't been able to get rid of me since. So without further ado, my coach, and he hates me saying that, but he is my coach and mentor, James Rembert.
What's up, you guys? I know it's at the end of the day, so this little thing in my hand is my timer. I move at the spirit of excellence, you guys. I think that's what luxury is all about, right? Now, let's just be clear. I can see you guys, so this dead shit gotta go. All right? Two, I'm gonna ask you guys for like a few minutes, let's turn these phones off. The reason why is I know Simon didn't charge you shit to be here. Yeah, it didn't cost anything to be here. Context. To consult with me is $4,000 an hour. When I go and speak, between $10,000 and $15,000. I didn't charge him anything to be here. So I'm asking you to respect my time because I'm going to give it to you. Is that cool? Well, since you guys are in the clapping mood, where did Simon go? He left? Well, wow, he'll hear this, but I need you guys just to stand on your feet and celebrate the organizer of this event. This is where we give flowers where flowers are due. Maybe he'll hear it, but maybe he won't. Yeah. The reason why I say that is because you guys have to start to recognize when leaders take a behavior shift and start to give you information that is practical, we start to move at the speed of implementation and apply it. So that's all I'm asking you guys to do today is apply the information. I don't normally stand up on the stage, but I did realize standing down there, I can't see you, but I can see you here. So if I see you on your phone, I'll call you out. Is that cool? Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. Like, I'm not interested in the goofy shit. Like, you can see me, I can see you, and I'm giving my time to you guys. So just for context, for you guys that don't know who I am, my name is James. They call me the Zillow Killer. I didn't name myself that, so don't think I did that to myself. But it's a process of helping you guys understand what marketing is. And we're going to talk about AI. So there'll be three facets we'll move through. We're going to talk about some marketing philosophy, some tech anthropology, and I'm going to give you guys some paradigms that you guys can use. Now, I know some of you guys are in more of a luxury market, and there's an interesting high sedity thing that happens there. I couldn't make sense of that, but to each his own, right? But at the end of the day, Grav said something that I think you guys should pay attention to. Now, my belief is I do not believe in selling real estate until you die. And some of you guys are prepared to do that. You didn't say that, but you're prepared to do that, right? And he asked you guys who has not sold, he was asking a question. Now, prior to him saying that, and the reason why I'll touch why I'm staying here with him. Prior to him saying that, he said to you, if you have an investment property, right, I'll put up the money. You know why a lot of you guys didn't say why you didn't buy? It's because you can't afford to. That's some real shit. You sell the highest priced product on the planet, and some of you guys in the room right now are broke. But you won't admit that. And it's okay. I understand where we are in the sense of the industry. I might be the realest thing that talked today, so let me just prep you guys on that, right? The thing I want you guys to understand is when you guys decided to be an agent, the undertone was legacy. I'll say it again. When you guys decided to be an agent, you agreed to be an entrepreneur. The undertone was legacy. Scripture says a good man has enough wealth set aside for his children's children. Just to be good, you have to be prepared for legacy. That's the game. You sell the highest priced product on the planet. You have people in the room that's willing to give you money to help you build that. I need you guys to speak. And everything we talk about, even we talk about AI, we talk about marketing, the core of all of what happens online is based off communication. The fundamentals is communication. Content is nothing more than communication at scale. That's it. So what is the future? The future is understanding communication at its highest, because even when you say social media, and we're going to stop saying that, right? We're going to talk about the platform that we're dealing with, because every platform has its culture. But every platform is nothing more than an advancement of communication. Now, the reason why I point out Grav, and I need to say thank you. I say thank you to Grav because when I started my business, he was one of my first group of clients we worked with. In the first 50 or so clients, he was one. I think we worked for about 2 years straight, right? And I'll say this just so you guys can catch why I'm pushing this way. You have no clue of what you have in the room with that man sitting there. You don't understand. That's how modest he is, and he's always been that way, right? Take advantage of the relationships in the room right now. I know we see Jill. Jill has spoken, and we know that we can go to Jill because she's made that very clear. But I'll point to the man sitting next to her. I know for a fact what he's done. And these aren't teams. He has multiple businesses. So take advantage of the room. Now, reason why I'm pointing about communication is when you guys are, and here's a question, how many of you guys are how many of you guys are doing video? By raise a hand. How many of you guys are consistent doing video? Not just shooting, well, yeah, I'm surprised. Jill is busy out there. So we got 2. All right, 3. You guys got to raise your hand. They coach, they have to raise their hand. I'm not going to put you guys on the spot in reference to why or the reasons of. I think I've just kind of hit that where you need to understand what content is. And when you start to incorporate AI, AI is nothing more than advancement of communication. That's all it is, right? So when we say what's the future, that's what WTF means. What is the future? Now, since I have your attention, I think I got your attention so far, while we prepare to move forward, I need you guys to take out a pen and paper, a quick exercise, and then we're going to just jump straight into all this, right? So I need you to take your age, however old you are, and minus that by the number 80. By the number 80. 80. 80 is the number I want you to subtract your age from, right? You might need your calculator. You definitely might need your calculator for this. You guys got it? Because we got to move quick, right? We've been here all day. Take that number, and I need you to times that number by 12. You do realize I'm going to ask you guys this, right? So you can sit and look at me with the goofy, but you'll be the one that I'll be like, hey, what did you do, right? You guys got that? We're going to move quick. And you guys, I want you to times that number by the number 30. And I want you to write that very big at the top of your paper and hold on to it. We'll see what you're working with real soon. All right? You guys got it? And you got it over here? Who got it over here? What do you have? What number you got? 11,000. To the back. What do you got? Black hat. There we go. Let me get someone over here. Over here. What do you got? You did it wrong. Let's go. Yeah. Go. What you got? 5760 to the back. Right there. Yeah, you. 9360. They say the average American citizen lives to be 80 years old. What you guys are looking at are the days you got left to get your shit together. Yeah. What you track and measure can be improved. I need you guys to take time serious because I watched as everyone was speaking and the room spent a lot of time on their phone not catching the information. So now that I have your attention, let's move on. So when we talk about WTF, What this is, and I'll let you guys go through the study of this, and we're not going to go too super deep into it, but you guys to look up and understand what the diffusion of innovation is all about. The reason why is you'll see here there is a three-pronged percentage where if you get into something early, you have almost 100% at succeeding, right? You think about if you got into Instagram when it first kicked off, right? Or Facebook when it first kicked off, right? Now that we're in the space of AI or generative AI, which is what we'll talk about, you guys have almost 100% succeeding when you start to apply it. Now, where we are right now in the sense of AI is we're still in the early adapters and early majority. We're moving into that space, right? Now, I know you guys hear AI and think of ChatGPT. It's bigger than ChatGPT. Trust me about that, right? Way, way bigger. So all I want you to do, I just want to convince you guys to start applying the information. I'd rather you guys move at the speed of implementation, get it wrong, and improve. You guys are catching that? It's not about getting it right. It's about the reps in that brings on the skill. Time, rep, skill. That's the game. What we are, we're entrepreneurs. That realtor thing, that shit is a mirage. You guys have a business to build. The real question is, do you want to make money or not? That's the real question. Because if you don't, like I said, you're going to sell real estate, and then all of a sudden you're just going to stop or you're going to die. One of the two. But you ain't going to have shit to show from it. Nothing. That's the reality that our industry lives in. So we go back to, for you guys that sat there that couldn't answer the question of why I don't buy or why I can't invest, and deep down in your heart, you live in this default life of I really can't afford it, right? I need you guys to take advantage of what you have access to right now, because the majority of the tech that we have access to is absolutely free. It's free. We have access and we have the ability to reach anybody on the planet for free right now. So no one is tech savvy, because nothing we see at this point has a user manual right now. Everything is intuitive enough for you to take some time and learn it. So being tech savvy is not an excuse anymore. You can't use that as an excuse anymore, because you can see if you can get in as an early adopter or in the early majority, you have almost 100% chance of succeeding. It's not too late, you guys, right? Now, when I talk to you guys about stop saying social media, and now when you guys hear people say that, you're challenging. When you hear someone say social media, it's clear that they don't get it. Because every platform has its culture, right? Every platform has its culture. There's a reason why people can put something on TikTok and then put it in Instagram as a reel, and it does nothing. There's a reason why you can do a long-form video on YouTube and then put it in Facebook, and it does nothing. Every platform has its culture. So what you guys and what most agents do is we take marketing and advertising and we blend that shit. Like we just throw it in one big ball. So really quick, marketing, messaging, context. Advertising, amplification. You cannot advertise if you have not secured your marketing. And what do we say marketing or content is? Conversation at scale. The game is all about conversations, you guys. So when you guys are using these platforms, just posting a picture is not enough. I need to be able to get some context or some type of message behind it, because in that process of me putting a picture, I might have missed the opportunity of new business. So this is why video is so important. It's not about the vanity side of video. Video gives you the ability to give context. That's it. It's a vehicle. It's not. I'm camera shy. Who the hell cares? Right? You know why nobody care and you shouldn't care? It's because all of you have said, you put me in front of the person, I'll sell them. You've all said that, right? And by raising a hand, who doesn't like what they look like on camera? Real quick. Who doesn't like what they sound like on camera? It ain't shit you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, because you look the same in front of the client. You do. You don't change in front of the client. What you see on camera is exactly how you are in front of the client. So if you guys have tics and little things like that, the camera gives you the ability to adjust. Right? You guys are catching this, right? It's all about getting better. It's not perfection. Just get better at it. But that happens when we put in the reps. So when we start to blend marketing and advertising, that's the reason why when you guys spend money to an advertising company and they say, I'm going to get you leads, they do exactly that. but those leads do nothing for you. Name, number, and email, you got it, but they don't close. That's because you have not secured a message, right? You guys are catching this? So when you guys think of content now, just think of messaging. And when you guys think of platform, let's think, how do I contextualize my message for the platform? I prefer if you guys lock into one platform and get good at it before you migrate into everything. And then, here's the unique part. Marketing is essential for your business. Advertising is the luxury for your business. You do not have to advertise. And I'm an advertising agency telling you that. We spend upward between $80,000 to $90,000 a day in the platform collectively with our clients. We manage well over 600 real estate teams and brokerages, advertising platforms worldwide. One of our companies we just secured in 2020 was called ROAS Consultant, where we work with voice-based campaigns, messenger bots, and a little bit of augmented reality. And some of our clients are high-end commercial from Lego Toys, Macy's on down. I started out selling real estate. So when you guys understand, when you guys can harness attention, you can sell whatever you want. I'll say it again. When you guys can harness attention, you can sell whatever you want, because real estate can be the catalyst that breaks the financial curse in your life right now. So when when someone says, hey, do you want, can you? Money is not going to be the problem. And all I'm telling you guys to do is put yourself out there. Communicate. So we talk about AI. What we have access to right now is what's called generative AI. We do not have artificial intelligence. Don't get tricked by that. The AI we have is a blank canvas. It does nothing until we give it the proper context, right? Not requests. I'll make sense of that in 1 second. Most of you guys are giving these platforms requests, and then you're challenging, well, it doesn't give me what I need. The problem is you're not giving it enough context. Same thing when it comes to content, right? Context is key, right? So when you guys are using ChatGPT, and I only put this because, Simon wanted to point this out, but ChatGPT is like MySpace of the large language model world. It is. You guys know MySpace, right? You probably don't know MySpace. The shit is not there no more. You know MySpace. But that's what ChatGPT is. But I'll show you what ChatGPT can be used for. So what I'm showing you guys is, if you're going to use this platform is perfect for research and idea generation. That is it, right? Research and idea generation. I'll show you guys how to supercharge this, but this is one of the first things you guys need to do. So what it says is custom instructions, and this is how you prep ChatGPT to understand your business. This is the starting point. Before you give it any type of request or context, you prep it here, right? You go to custom instructions, and there are two parts of custom instructions, how you prime it. And the first part is, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you, right? It'll walk you through the prompting. You'll see here the information you want to give. But you want to be as thorough as possible, right? You want to give as much information as possible of what do you want it to know about you. You guys are catching that? The second part is, I got you, Tawana. The second part is, what would you like ChatGPT to respond to, right? How do you want it to communicate with you? You see, you guys, you see where we're threading the line at? It's nothing more than advancement of communication, you guys, right? That's all it is. How do you want it to talk to me? What level, what tone, what feel, right? How should it communicate back when I want some ideas? This is the starting point if you ever use ChatGPT, right? We do not give it a request until we set this up. But here, how when you guys get at the expert level, this is the next part. Now, this is something you might want to take a picture of. And we use this for every time. Anytime we use ChatGPT, this is what's called the priming prompt. And when you guys use this, what it'll do is this starts the component of what makes ChatGPT so powerful. What makes ChatGPT so powerful is the chat, the ability to contextualize what do you want. And you do that through conversating with it. You guys are catching that? And what this will do, this here is how we get ChatGPT to give us the right prompt that we need based off the information or the request we're trying to put in. So this unique prompt is going to start the conversation, and then what it'll do, it'll refine the conversation. It'll give the request of the prompt, and it'll refine the question so it can kind of improve what the prompt should be, right? And you can keep going through that until you start to see. On top of that, it'll give you ideas of, well, why didn't you ask me this? Or why didn't you say this, right? What about this? What about that? It'll keep pushing it in a sense of it's driving down as much detail as possible until you see or you say, you know what, I didn't even think about that. You get to the point where you are past the point of, well, I got everything I need. You take all that information and you bring that to Claudia. Claudia is free. The reason why we bring this to Claudia is because the data in Claudia is more up to date than ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT, as of last year, cut off access to the web. So I know some of you guys are like, oh, you can connect. Not anymore. It removed the extension. And here's the unique part about both of what I'm showing you. They're both free, right? I don't think you have to pay for anything now, or I don't suggest you pay for anything now. And you take that prompt, and you put that in Claudia, and now you have more of a creative process of what you're trying to build. So instead of going back and forth trying to drive it home, you drive it home in the prime. Once you have what you need, you bring it over here. Is that making sense? All right, all free. All right, so now you got the idea. How do we make it visually pleasing? How do we start to create visuals that even if I'm afraid of the camera, how do I create enough context that I can communicate a strong enough message? And it has to be through graphics. This is called Midjourney. Midjourney is free as well, right? The unique part about Midjourney is it has to be done through a third-party server, which is called Discord. Don't let that confuse you, right? You cannot break it. So am I doing it right? It doesn't matter. You can't break it, right? So don't be fearful like, oh, it's a lot. You can't break it. You guys are catching it, all right? Now, let me just show you why context is so important. Just giving any of these platforms a request is just going to give you just baseline responses. But I want to show you guys this visually what it looks like if you just give a ChatGPT, a Claudia, or a Midjourney a request. So we just give it a general request. A black woman with a surprised expression. That's all we're going to say. That's the request because maybe that's something what we feel and we need. And this is what it pumps out to us. That looks good, right? Not bad. A little cartoonish, but not bad. But when we give it context, of what we want in a sense of lens, camera feel, just anything we think that would be relevant to that request, this is what we get. Big difference. Context. It is the same rule when you guys are producing content. You guys are catching that? Request, context. That's the difference. And that's why most people, when people talk about software or these large language models like ChatGPT, they don't understand the use or the weight of it because we're so used to giving a request. We're so used to hitting the send button or enter. The platforms now have the ability to reason with our requests when we give it context. You guys are catching that? So talk to it as detailed as possible. As detailed as possible, right? Here, these three people didn't exist until this morning. They did not exist until I created these this morning. I sent it over to this morning. Can you see how detailed and how responsive these platforms are in a sense of understanding who we are in a sense of context? If I was to put this on any type of headshot, you would think these were real people. These are not real. They did not exist until this morning. I'll say it, did not exist until this morning. Right? There's a science to this, you guys. This is why context is so important. Here, let's take it deeper, right? I don't know where this is at. Oh, no, it didn't exist until this morning. I don't know whose room this is. It did not exist until this morning. That is the power of communication with context. Guys, you guys see where we're going with this? You can take this as deep as you want. I don't have the time we just scratching the surface on some of this stuff. So here, when you guys think of just the process, what you have to think about is subject, style, technique, mood, atmosphere, detail, specific camera. You like certain cameras. Go ahead, Graf. That was all on Midjourney. All on Midjourney, right? We have Dali. I didn't have time to go through all those, but the same rules apply. Midjourney is the big boy of this stuff. But this is what you guys want to catch. Unfortunately, I just put this here. I do have a boot camp coming up where we'll go through more of this, but I want to show you when you think of context, you have to be thorough. You have to be, we're not in a space where we just give requests anymore. We have to be able to communicate with these platforms with understanding and give it understanding of what we want and what we need, right? Here, you guys, here's a quick design team stack. This here is an entire design team for your business. These platforms here, given to a VA, now you have an entire design team and marketing team once you guys understand what your market should be. So we talk about ChatGPT, search and summaries, right? We use it for summarizing like YouTube videos and things of that nature. That's on, you can get that app with YouTube Summarize, free, right? Claudia, we use it for idea creation. Midjourney, we use for graphics. For you guys that don't like videos, Describe is best for videos. You know why? Because it'll transcribe the videos and all those ums and everything you say. It'll put it out there, and all you got to say is delete all of the and ums, and now you have a clear, concise video. Now you don't need an editor no more. You guys are catching that? Yeah. It'll run through, it'll transcribe, and even if, here's the ill part, I'm from Harlem. I make up words all the time, right? You start creating shit and you realize like that's not a word, all you need to do is retype it and it'll formulate the word for you. Now you're saying the word correctly. You forget a word, just write it in there. Describe will fix that for you, right? Hi, Jen. Can you, are you able to jump on Instagram real quick? No, don't do it now. I'll pull you there 1 second. Not there. Don't worry about it then. Okay, perfect. I'll show you guys, if I have time, I'll show you something really chill about that. But hygiene is where you guys can create those self-clones, right? Let's say whose phone is that? Come on. No, it ain't Harlem. No, we better than that. But hygiene, we're able to create self-clones. So let's just say if we couldn't get Jill, right, and Jill was too busy and we needed Jill inside of some type of video or production or a piece of the content creation, hygiene can do that for her, and they'll never know the difference. This will translate in every language. Every language. You guys go on Instagram, you'll see me speak in German. Yeah, right? So I'm removing the excuses, you guys. You see what we're doing now, right? 11 labs. You guys want to do voiceovers? Let's say if you're bad, you feel as though my voice is shit, like I don't like how I sound, and you want to do these property walkthroughs, all you need to do is write what you need 11 labs to say, pick a voice, any voice. You want a British voice? Done. You guys are catching that? All right? And finally, get much. What I'm encouraging you guys to do is focus on channels like YouTube because they're long form and it gives you more depth. Short form is reach, long form is depth. Right? The difference between YouTube is a high intent platform. So when people find you on YouTube, they're interested. Go. I probably spelled that wrong, but it's repurposing. Did I spell it wrong? I'm dyslexic. You might see shit. I don't. Repurposing. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. So you charge this in my head, not my heart. Right? But repurposing is taking long-form pieces of content and chopping it up into small pieces of content. If you aren't thinking in the sense, if you feel like, well, I can do long-form, but I don't have time to do micro pieces of content. This is just to get the wheel going. Eventually, you do want to shift and be creative for your short form. Long-form is depth. Short form is reach. You guys are catching that? Yeah, Opus Clips is trash. Yeah, trash. But this here is just a quick design stack for you guys, right? Now, here, let me give you guys some context of why all this makes sense. This is my youngest son, Destin, right? And Destin is considered to be, he's a sensory child. He's on a spectrum where he's a sensory, so like sounds and stuff, like it just drives him and he kind of shuts down, right? Which is cool. It's not a big deal, but we learned that Destin has a love for jazz, and jazz keeps him neutral. It keeps him balanced. But you can see Destin like close up if noise gets too much, right? This is Destin's best friend, Ami. Ami is completely deaf. Beautiful child, but completely deaf. But these two are best friends. They have a unique way of communicating, but they work super cool together. Well, Ami and Destin are pretty much inseparable in how these two move. And the unique part about this relationship was we were taking Destin to get signed up at school, and right next to the school was a special needs school, and that's where Ami was to help him with his hearing. Well, while we were getting everything signed up, Ryan, which is Ami's dad, comes running inside the school. And we're like, okay, what's going on? And he said, listen, I can't find my son. He's completely deaf. Can you guys help me? Right? Because it wasn't a lot of people. It was just a few of us. So, of course, we all gathered up. And as parents, we all go run outside. And we left Destin sitting on the bench listening to his music. Right? When we get outside, Destin is missing. So now I'm looking at Ryan like, dude, we got 2 babies to find, my man, right? And neither one are going to hear us because I know Destin is not going to remove the earbuds out of his ear. So as we were going through the playground, I spot Destin in the corner, like in the far left corner. And as we got closer, we seen Ami, and they were like facing each other where they were kind of talking. Can I use you for a second? Come here. And they were facing each other. I just need you to give me your hand real quick. And they were facing each other, and you could see, sit down, and you could see that when Ami hand was in Destin's hand, just like this. And we could see Destin tapping into Ami's hand. And what I realized at that moment, thank you, Destin was giving Ami perspective of what sound feels like. That's what content is. Your job is to give your audience perspective of why that market, that property, that area. I'm not telling you to sell them on anything. What I'm telling you to do is the essence of content is to give perspective. And I think you all can do that. Now, Now, I tell you what you guys just felt. If you guys felt anything, what you felt is the essence of what the internet is. The internet is based off of resonating, omnipresence, and intimacy. What you guys just felt, if anything, that's called resonating. That's the game. Anybody you follow, anybody you listen to, anybody that you think are great, live in that category. There is a reason why no one asked Tom Ferry how many houses he sold. And Tom Ferry's a friend. He's a friend of mine, right? I'm not shitting on him, and I've said this to him as well. There's a reason why you don't, right? None of you said that. Even some of you probably coached him, right? Resonate, omnipresence, and intimacy. That's the game. Resonate, all I'm telling you to do is be honest and give your perspective of what you understand. Be you, unapologetically you. Don't neutralize yourself to fit any narrative or any story you think, because what you do is you shrink yourself to a place for people to tolerate you. That shit brings on anxiety. Unnecessary. Omnipresence. All I'm telling you guys to be consistent enough so when a person look you up, there is something there. Because when people are looking, they're in the right mind, the right mindset, and the right time and right place that they're willing to see, well, what is Simon about? I like him so far. And if they go and it's nothing, you've lost them. Every opportunity you got is an online lead. I'll say it again. Every opportunity that comes your way is some type of online lead because we buy based off of context. How many of you guys go and buy something on Amazon and what you look at? You look at what? The reviews, right? There's a reason why you guys can walk inside Target, right, and fill your cart up with a whole bunch of stuff and all you wanted was toothpaste because you trust the brand. I am telling you guys, content builds trust and demand for you. Where you don't have to chase. You just have to show people that I am here and I'm giving you my perspective on it. And when I talk about intimacy, just don't bullshit people. You don't have to. Because we live in a day and age where we are able to choose, right? I can choose if I want to pay for this network with commercials or not. I can choose if I want to skip this video or not. We're in a space of choosing. Teach the people how to choose you. You guys are catching this? And that comes with just giving your perspective. Everybody can do that, right? I'll leave you guys with this really quickly. And for you guys that are interested in, if you want to be a part of the boot camp, we get deeper. You can go here. But I want you guys to catch this really quickly. I sold real estate effectively for 3 years. I sold for 4, but I sold effectively for 3 years. And my first year was so bad that I think I sold to like 4 people in a midget. That shit was terrible. It's bad. And I realized that I didn't know something. And I needed to understand why I was failing at this industry. Couldn't make any sense. And some of you guys probably in this exact same space, right? So I got my very first coach, which was Joshua Smith. And what he helped me understand was not the industry, but he helped me understand a perspective that a lot of you guys are living in right now, and it is you are in a space of obscurity. It's not enough people that know who you are. It's not your skills. It's not that you're a bad agent. It's obscurity. When I understood that, my second year I did 10 million in sales. My third year I did 13 million in sales. My fourth year I went part-time, built digital natives, and did 6 million in sales. I built up my team. My team is still active today. Right? Digital natives, as of 2024, is projected to do almost 8 figures. He met me when I started this industry. I am telling you shit I know. I'm not telling you what I think. If you apply yourself inside this industry, at least make yourself known, and you get out of your own way and you stop moving in the mindset that you think you know, and you do what is required, your business will skyrocket. So the mindset shift that you have to take moving forward is, I will no longer do what I want to succeed. I will do what is required. My name is James. Thank you for your time, you guys.
Okay. Thank you, James. Wow, that was really good. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I know it was a long day, but I hope you guys all got some amazing strategies and nuggets that you can apply to your business. This is all about, we're here to share and learn. So if you do enjoy this event, please, please, please spread the word and let people know. We're here to make sure this is for all brokerage. Anyone can come, and we want everyone to share their story, their experience, how they can actually make the industry better. And that's the goal. So from 4 to 6 p.m., we have happy hour that's not here. It's actually at our office in Summit. It's 520 Morris Avenue. So please do come by from 4 to 6 p.m. for happy hours. I just want to thank all the sponsors, from Guarantee Rate to Acres Title to All Post Inspection to Home Style. Homeless Hub, and then a couple other ones. Please do stop by the table. And I'm going to draw this glasses thing. Are you want to get your card in here? Anyone else get your card in here?